the way that I logically thinking about it, like if a young man knows that he's at a point in time in his life to where he's not just casually dating, he's dating with the intention of getting married to a woman and starting a family.
Hmm.
If a woman was, I don't know, an older woman, and she told him that, just so whether she said I got my tubes tied, or I'm not interested in having any more children, I am just looking for a companion. But this childless young man knows that he wants to be, and she says, I'm not looking for marriage, but he knows that he wants to be married. He knows that he wants to have a family. At
Hmm.
the end of the day, that's not helping him accomplish his goal. So it's to
Well,
me, it
Noble,
just
how
sounds like a waste of
Noble?
time.
How soon should I ask the guy that I'm talking to about all this serious stuff?
I mean,
When should I start getting in his face, as my mama would say?
but if you're someone as a man or a woman that's quote unquote dating with intention, because that's a popular phrase that a lot of black women love to use today. They love to say dating with intention. So if you're dating with intention, you're going to like make it known like
Uh-huh.
what your objective is in dating, and if you guys' objectives don't align. So again, if I'm telling a woman that, hey, I'm not dating to casually date, I actually am dating with the intention of getting married, and I want to start a family within x amount of time. So I mean, I want you to
Okay.
have kids for me.
Yes, sir.
If the woman does not want to get married, if she doesn't have any intentions on having a kid and bearing children, then it makes no sense for me to continue pursuing any sort of a serious relationship with her.
How
Noble,
soon?
I have a question for you. I have a question for you. After you meet this woman, right, and you marry her and children, you have these children. What's next?
You ask what's next?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like again, I told her from the jump that I'm dating with the intention of getting married and starting a family with someone. So the marriage thing, as a man, as far as marriage goes, I've made a lifelong commitment to the woman. And as far as like after having kids, um, I mean, our duty is going to be to raise our kids and have this family together. So that's going to be what's next.
Okay, because the reason why I asked you this question is because I hear a lot of men saying, not saying that it's something negative. I want to get married and have children, right? And I'm
Hmm.
not saying it's negative, but then what's next after that? Because what I heard Keisha saying is that she's having an experience. That's what it sounds like to me with the person that she's with.
Hmm.
But and that's beautiful. And when it comes down to men, a lot of time when they after the marriage, this is where it goes down because you have a goal to get married, to have children, and then after the goal is met, the relationship is gone. And I don't really hear men talking about what type of relationship they want to have because I think that's more important than the kids and the marriage because the relationship that you have with the person is going to keep you going well beyond marriage and children. So I think that should be the first step it's before you thinking about marriage and children, what type of man you are, what type of relationship you want, and seek that. Children and marriage is going to come naturally, but the relationship is more important because people get married and have children all day, then they get divorced.
So when you say as far as what type of relationship, are you like speaking sort of like as far as the dynamic of the relationship, or
All of the above. What I notice is that people I associate a successful marriage as time. If they've been together for 30 years, that's a successful relationship. But both people in the relationship is miserable as hell. They unhappy with each other, but they stay together because they're married.
hmm
The children grow with all types of mental problems and in therapy. When I said to you, when it comes down to relationships, people don't talk about what type of relationships they want to be in. Marriage is It's going to come. But people don't try to have healthy relationships with their partner before marriage, because they focus on this goal of marriage and children so strongly that they'll marry anybody that's willing to marry them and have children by anybody that's willing to have children with them. And then later on, when they have to really look, now when a relationship is important because you don't pass the goal, now it's okay, we have to look at each other and deal with each other. Now we got a co-parent. This is where all the problems come in. And this is why people have divorce. And this is why people have fights over children, because they didn't establish the relationship before the marriage and the children.
I hear what you're saying, Miss Christina, but at the end of the day, um, I could tell you, I could tell Keisha, I want our relationship to be like X, Y, and Z and one, two, and three, but I don't realistically, just like in real life, I don't think that's a real thing. Like we know life is ups and downs. Life has peaks and valleys. Like I could wake up this morning and I could go outside and I'm not expecting my damn tire to be low on air, but my tire might be low on air. So I might have to like put air in my tire. Like people get older, people change. I mean, you've been married before. I'm sure there's other women in here that have been married before. Like, I'm sure when you met your husband and whenever y'all got married, I know for a fact that like when y'all divorced that he was not the same person. I know throughout the marriage, before kids came, after kids came, he was not the same person. Like I'm not the same person that I was last year. Like damn near sometimes I'll be a different person like from week to week. You know, people change. So like when people change, the dynamic of the relationship is going to change. I don't think anyone can concretely say that I want our relationship to be like this, especially when you're making a lifelong commitment to someone. The relationship is damn sure not always going to be the same.
Exactly, that's my point. So, you just stated what you just said is my point. The thing is that it's not. You're gonna have peaks and valleys, right? And no, you can. And when you said state how the relationship is, that's what I'm saying. Because you said marriage and children, the goal, and that is a beautiful goal. But when it comes down to relationships, you have to be able to be with a person that can withstand peaks and valleys. You have
Right.
to be with somebody that's able to communicate.
Right.
This is how we supposed to date. We're not supposed to be dating to look for a marriage or look for someone to help us with some kids. We supposed to be, because that might not be in the future. We supposed to be dating somebody that can help us navigate through life, that when we do go through these peaks and valleys, they're able to go through it with us successfully. Not somebody that's dictating to the other party, not somebody that's trying to control the other party, not somebody that's just going to back out when things get too tough. You have to be able to go through it. Not everybody is compatible, and sometimes you can see things, and a lot of times what we do, because we rush for this goal of marriage and children, we ignore red flags early on. So we don't make healthy relationships a priority. We make marriage a priority.
I I I hear what you're saying. You're
I
100%
agree.
right when you say that you need to be with someone that can withstand the highs and the lows and the peaks and the valleys. To that I say, before a man even considers marrying a woman, or before a woman even considers marrying a man, um, how deep of adversity, like how deep of adversity do you think that they need to go through or that they should experience with one another before that is even a thing? Because obviously some people are in a relationship for years and they do have those ups and downs and they go through those things before getting together because they were able to get through it. And then you have other people that they date for several months. Some people they date for several weeks and they get married and they never experience any adversity with each other. So,
Well,
yeah.
well, I could say this. People who have been together for years and ain't got it together, that's a big red flag. I think that when you meet somebody and you are compatible with, when you're able to go through those things, you will sense that very early on. That's why, like you said, people who been together for a short period of time and they got married, they have happy relationships. And I've seen very successful relationships like that, because and then those people who've been together a long time, they just getting married because they've been together for so long. Well, we might as well just go ahead and do it. We've been together this long, so it's not something that they truly, it's not a healthy relationship. They're just together because of time. That's the time relationship that I'm talking about, that is so negative. But you absolutely you absolutely make a good point though. But it is what it is. Find somebody that's in character, that is compatible with you, and you'll be okay.
But and Keisha, you can
Mhm.
chime in. But my question is, how do you, especially nowadays? How do you even know that people are truly compatible? Because another thing that's interesting is that
Time, right?
people will be in a relationship for years, and then when they get married, they don't even make it 12 months of being married. So y'all were compatible. Y'all were quote unquote compatible all those years you were only in a relationship. But now all of a sudden when you got married, now y'all became incompatible. Like, so how do you even know that you're compatible with someone nowadays? Keisha, you say you want to be married.
Yes.
How big is compatibility for you, and how do you even know if and when you're compatible, you and someone are compatible?
I think it's just like when you like how when you meet a best friend at a gym or when you meet your friend at work or at school, it really does give that vibe. When you
Mm-hmm.
really have a friend first, I feel for me when I feel like I have compatibility for a man, it really feel like he my friend first, like somebody I can even trust, or even trust with certain information with. I start doing things and spending more time with them, and also like building maybe like even an interest together, you know. But I think there's really no right or wrong answer. It really do take time, no, right, Noble? I think,
Yeah, it takes time, but um
and people
also,
change too.
yeah, people do change, but people also be better off. People also be better off as friends, having a relationship as friends than crossing that line and
We
trying
tell
to like
y'all men
really
that
date
all the
each
time,
other
though, Noble.
and be in
It
a
be y'all,
relationship.
Noble, asking for the sex that be fucking it up, Noble. Though it be men on that.
No, okay, let's talk about that.
Y'all
Listen,
mess it up
listen.
wanting sex too much with women. Y'all really fuck it up for
Okay,
yourself.
that's what I was gonna say though. I was gonna say
Yes, sir.
a man could like a man could if you and I don't know, we just really cool and we never
Hmm.
crossed that line, but we crossed that line one day, and maybe we start crossing that line on a regular basis. Most men like y'all can do whatever. He's not just gonna get all emotionally involved and start wanting the dynamic to be more than what it is. But like as a woman, y'all can't really just be having a man like consistently screw you and not, it's just a nut, like the DJ that way said, it's just a nut. Y'all can't just be having a man consistently screw you and not catch any. Let me play this. I want y'all are grown women up here. Let me
Okay.
play this for y'all, and I want y'all to tell me if this is a real thing or not. Okay, let me play this for y'all.
Okay.
Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Bobo, listen to this shit. Listen to this shit right here. Hold on. Vagina, the rodeo vagina. They don't know about the bottom. They don't know about the bottom. Yeah, that bottom one. But see, every man may not know because
Not
he
the
might not have a
bottom.
penis to really know how to hit that bottom or how to lift to hit that bottom and work that middle where the woman, she spread her legs wide and she starts screaming, saying, yeah, daddy, that's it. Or she might start cursing or screaming out all types of profanities because he done hit the bottom. And now her mind, she insane. Her mind ain't good because the penis done ejaculated all in her brain.
What a
She's
statement.
going crazy. So
you don't let every man hit your bottom, and your body remembers it. Just like a man will put a woman over doggy style, or maybe get a mirror or something. Then they start hitting that woman from the back or on her back. They hitting her. Then they start talking. They start saying all kind of stuff to her while they hitting her. And see, that woman is being seduced. She been seduced. He's breaking her down, man. He is screwing her into submission. He's screwing her into slavery.
Okay, baby, stop the tape, Noble. Thank you, baby.
Oh my God.
These, you know what? Miss Christina, I don't know how old are you. I'm 37, so I don't want to get offensive if you're
It's okay.
over.
Yeah, I'm
She
older.
10
I'm much
years older
older.
than
It's
you.
okay. It's okay.
As a young woman, though, we just got to take this information in and just leave it where it's at, though, y'all. We all got that auntie or that mama that you be like, what the fuck did that just come from?
But you got to understand too, and I tell you, say this all the time: a person is not older because their age, their number is high. It
Okay.
all goes down to maturity. So
Yes, ma'am.
let's not take everybody as up there in age. You could be 50 years old and be a child.
That's true.
And I've seen some amazing things come out of 20-year-olds, and I think they're elders. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
a number has nothing to do with nothing.
But so can as far as
We want
what
to
she
know
was saying about
if the submission.
a woman being able to be screwed into submission,
That's what we want to
basically
know.
be dickmatized by a
If
man.
she not looking, if you know what, to be honest with you, I think that's possible. If she doesn't know herself, if she has a low self-esteem,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
she doesn't have no value or worth, because I've heard a woman say to me, she said, "Yeah, he slept with me. He didn't use a condom," and she associated that with him loving her, not understanding. Like,
That's
child,
not
go
care.
take your ass to. Thank you. Go take your
That's
ass
not
to the
care.
doctor.
That's not care. That's a
Yes,
nigga
ma'am.
who don't care. To
Don't
be
care about
honest.
themselves too.
Exactly. I'm sorry, y'all. Hi, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. The first thing that caught my eye was his side eye on this picture. For
Share.
one, I didn't realize it was a photo.
Oh my gosh,
It
what you
I
thought
was
did
it
not
too.
was?
realize it was a photo. I heard y'all talking, and I seen his side eye, and I was like, "Why the side eye?" And then y'all kept talking. I was like, "Nah, for real, yo.
You didn't realize it
Why
was.
the side eye, yo?
It's a good
Like,
picture.
what is going on?" But I ain't gonna. I'm not even gonna flex though. Everything y'all just said, I definitely agree with. There are some younger people out here that hold themselves in a higher esteem to the point where they act more mature than what you would think elders would be.
I'm not letting listen. Not to cut you, I'm not letting you woman dodge my. I need to know is I'm not a woman and I'm a
Oh, a man
heterosexual
cannot hit
man.
Okay,
the bottom to submissionness, Noble.
No,
You
no,
think
no,
you
no,
want
no,
to
Not
no,
know?
no, no.
happening.
You
wait,
asking if somebody
Forget
hold
hit the
on,
about
bottom?
hold on,
her
y'all.
using the term. Forget
What
about
was
her
your
using the
question
term.
verbatim?
Is a woman? Is it possible for a woman to be able to be screwed into submission? Is it possible for a
Mm-hmm.
woman to be
Screwed into
Yes,
dickmatized?
that's what he's
No,
asking.
no.
Okay, so listen. It depends on said woman and what her idea of that looks like for because this is the thing. The only people I know that use those tactics are grown males. Grown men don't act like that. Grown males do. Grown men don't act like
Oh,
that.
that's deep, man. That was deep.
You know? So grown women
I was confused.
cannot be digmatized
I
Right,
don't know about
in
that.
that
Oh, okay. I
aspect.
see where you're going.
I
I
don't know
get it.
about
right.
that.
I get it. I got it. I got it.
Big girls can. Now and I don't want it to get into no no, you know, P type bull. This not even nothing like that.
Meaning that they
But
prey that
I
they
mean
prey on
maturity
vulnerable.
wise.
They
I
prey on
mean,
vulnerable women. The women, the men that believe in hitting the bottom, they only prey on vulnerable women.
but even if that's the case, like even before that gets to the point, like a grown woman like a grown woman, not a grown girl, but a grown woman is going to make sure what she sees matches up with what he say. If not what he say matches up with what he do. Before he even get in that.
Okay, you said before he even gets in it.
And honestly, and when I say get in it, I mean get in it, but get in it real good, like you talking about, because it could be for a grown woman, it could be a wham bam thank you man, for real,
That's about to say,
wham
don't do
bam
that.
thank
I
you
was about
sir.
to say that. All you men in there saying, yes, you can. Don't mess with no grown woman to get your feelings hurt. Because
Like
you'll
real
go
for
in there
real,
thinking you hit the
like
bottom.
real
You would
for
have gave
real.
her a good time and she'll walk away from you like nothing. Stop
That's
thinking
why
that
we
our
so
emotions.
quiet.
She would
That's why
make
we're
you
not
cry.
commenting on the bottom because
She
we
would
know
make a
for a
grown
fact
man
that
cry. Let me tell you something.
good luck, man.
It's some grown mature women out here that some of these grown males, not grown men, some grown males out here that done tried to do all that too, and they ended up on the other side of the door because that woman was like, okay, wait a minute, something about this ain't clicking. And it don't necessarily be it don't really have to be the escapade for real. The situation could be straight, to be
The
honest.
the whole
But if
But
you
the
gonna
whole
hold your
digmatized thing is just like with the girl who talking about she can think she can suck a man dick into submission.
no, you
It's the
cannot.
same
You
principle, and it's
can't. You
not
okay,
can't.
possible.
You can't make
You might be a
you
stupid
cannot
man, and you
make
might be really
anybody
good
do
at something.
anything they are not wanting to do.
okay,
Period.
but again,
But at the same time,
but the whole
at this
premise here is that sex can and does make people do things that they may have not initially had any had any interest in doing. So this woman may overlook certain things, what y'all
yeah,
like to call
for
red
sex,
flags. No,
yes.
no, y'all may hold
Sometimes,
on.
yeah.
Wait, y'all. That's this woman may overlook these red flags. She may not even care about what he does or doesn't have going on simply because of how she's able to make him feel, and vice versa. Like people
Wait,
do
how
this all
she's
the
able to
time.
make him feel or how he's able to make her feel?
Both. It
Because
goes both ways.
it
Both
not
ways.
necessarily.
It's the
Yes, it
delusion. Let me
does.
tell you something. This is what men and women do. So when I speak right now, because
Hmm.
everybody be like, you talking about all men and women. No, this right
No, no,
now
no,
is
no.
no
It's certain
gender.
ones.
What this is what people in this type of situation. So I'm being specific.
Mm-hmm.
People tend to create delusions in their own goddamn head.
Yeah.
So a man can sleep with a woman, and depending on the delusion she done created in her head, and because he's nice, this is why people stay in toxic relationships, because he's nice to her. He gives off something when she needs it. It's like a drug. He gives her some good, probably pickles, and he tells her whatever lie and fantasy that feeds her into her delusion. That
Mm-hmm.
woman will probably stay and do stupid things because she's delusional. Now, she's not a woman because she's not healed. She's living in a delusion. Now,
Mm-hmm.
for actual woman, there's nothing that you can do
Cause she gonna always
sexually to get her into submission. No.
no, cause she's gonna always be looking at the reality of the situation. She's gonna understand what she wants. She's gonna understand the difference between the delusion and reality. The delusion is what she wants, which is a figment of her own imagination. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna understand that what's a figment of her imagination, and then that man or that grown male may be able to that grown male may try to go ahead and use that mindset that she told him about against her to try to get her, because let's be real, men trap women too. Let's be real, men trap women too. When a grown male finds a good woman, a honest woman, a loving woman, a strong woman, he'll try to trap her too. Let's be honest, because women ain't the only ones out here in
A lot of
paternity
men
court
trap just on
trapping.
featureism alone.
Say what?
A lot of men actually just trap women based on featureism. It's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
that too. Yeah, because if they look good, then they like, oh, I have cute kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really want people to stop making it seem like women are the only ones that do that. Men do that too. Matter of fact, let me say this. Let me stop saying
People,
men. Let me stop saying men.
Just you can say men that don't
Grown
have nothing to lose do that.
cause no, grown males do that.
You confusing the
Men,
hell out of us saying men versus male, girl versus woman.
no, okay. So let me break it down. I'm gonna break it down. Grown males are nothing but little boys in grown men bodies. Grown men are men. They are the ones that are okay being on their own. They've had their own house. They've had their own cars. They've acquired their own establishment in the world. They've made their own place for themselves wherever that may be in their life. At that moment that you meet that man, just because that man is homeless does not mean that that man is not a man. But just because that man
The
is in a
homeless man,
boardroom
we know
does
that
not
for a
make
fact,
that
though.
man a grown man either. That man can be in a boardroom and still be a grown male. Still be a grown ass little boy
Uh,
that has not came to the maturity of, if she say no, she don't want you. So move on. If she don't want to be, if she don't want to say, if she don't want to go,
talking
it's
about the
okay.
No, but can we get a refresher on the topic? I know some people are asked.
yeah.